Hello! There's a new design tool in the Creative Dreams web store that is so versatile and so powerful that I wanted to take a few minutes to show you some of the things you can do with it and how you can quickly and easily create a bunch of different background overlays to use on your scrapbooking papers. So the first thing we're going to do is open a new document. Now I'm going to make this document larger than the standard 12 by 12 scrapbooking size. I'm going to make it 17 by 17 at 300 ppi. The reason for this is it will give me more control over my end product, and I'll be able to position my overlay exactly the way I want it to be. Now that I have my blank canvas here, I'm going to fill just my background layer with white, and you don't have to do this, it just makes it a little bit easier for us to see in the video. And then I'm going to grab my pattern stamp tool after I've created a new layer and come up here. I already have my build a background set loaded. If you don't have it loaded, you just want to click this little arrow here and then click load patterns and navigate to where you saved the Creative Dreams Build a Background pattern set. Now you'll see you have two different square grids here and two different diamond grids. I'm going to grab the dotted square, and with my brush set at its largest size and at 100% hardness, I'm just going to paint over my blank layer with that grid. Now I'm just going to turn this off to make things a little easier. Create a new layer, and I'm going to come in and grab the dotted diamond and do the same thing. Now you can see my canvas is filled with this diamond grid and with the square. These look great on their own, but we're going to make them look even better. I'm going to create a new layer. Now I have my square grid turned to visible, and I'm going to come up and I'm going to grab one of these pattern tiles that comes in the set. Now these patterns come in groups of 3. You'll have a square tile, a diamond tile, and then a tile that combines both the squares and the diamonds. So I'm going to grab this one that has both and fill my empty layer with this pattern. And there you can see how great this looks. That's how it looks on the square grid. Now if I turn off the square and turn on the diamond, you can see the different look there. Or I can turn them both on for another look. Now I'm going to get rid of this top layer with my tile on it and show you another new look. Turn off my diamond grid and create a new layer, and I'm just going to come in here and grab the diamond pattern set and paint that in. And you can see how that looks with just the square grid. Or there it is with both the square and the diamond, or with just the diamond. So there, with just a few mouse clicks, we've created 6 different patterns to use in your papers. Now if I went and filled the canvas with the square tile instead of the diamond, I'd have 3 more papers. So with just 2 grids and 3 tiles, you can make 9 papers to use in your kits. But now I'm going to show you some more things that you can do with this just by repositioning. And this is why the pattern sets, the Photoshop pattern file, or the seamless PNG tiles, that you can buy are so much more powerful than the overlays because you can fill a larger canvas and reposition your tiles to get even more looks. So what I'm going to do is grab my tile layer here and just, it helps if I actually grab the correct layer and just move my tiles. And there is how it looks with them centered in the diamond, or you can move them up onto the line for another look. I can turn off this diamond, and there are my diamond tiles centered in the square pattern. Or again, you can move them to the lines, either the vertical lines or the horizontal lines. So many different looks that you can get with just this simple tool. Now you'll notice that there is some empty space over here, and this is why I created my canvas larger. I can move the grids and the tiles around on my canvas, and when I go to put it on a 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper, I can center it perfectly and I won't lose any of the pattern because I've made my paper 3 inches larger than what it needed to be. So I'm going to put this back onto the center and show you what you can do when you start combining tiles. I'm going to create a new layer here, come to my pattern stamp tool, and I'm going to find a different tile to use in here, and I want a square one. Now, this one looks good. And now I'm just going to fill this layer, and it looks kind of mucky right now because I'm going over the top of my other pattern. But once I move it, you can see how it fills in, and zooming in, you can see how rich those combined tiles make the design. And again, you can do this with the diamond grid, or the square grid, or even both. Now, you'll see here, once I start stacking things, it starts looking a little mucky as the designs fall on top of one another. So the way to get rid of this is I'm just going to delete this top layer, and I'm going to delete my square grid because I really like the way the look of the diamonds are. And I'm going to grab my magic wand tool and just click on a blank space on my tile layer, and you'll see the selection comes up around my tile. And I'm going to go to Select, Inverse, and then I'm going to modify my selection by expanding it by 10 pixels. And once I've done that, I can come and select my grid layer and just hit delete on my keyboard. And you'll see it clears out those overlapping patterns and makes it look real clean and nice. And there's my beautiful background.